5 best picks, then we will talk about what you should look for before buying a camera for product photography. You can find timestamps and links to all of the products we mentioned in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. Number 5. Fujifilm X-S10. Fujifilm's X-S10 is a 26 megapixel interchangeable lens camera that shoots high quality 4K video and comes with a deep grip and a different, though excellent, control scheme than most other Fujifilm cameras. The company describes the X-S10 as a cross between the company's X-T30 and the X-H1 cameras. You get the guts from the former and the design and in-body image stabilization feature from the latter. The X-S10 camera is targeted towards both beginning and experienced users who may have Canon or Nikon DSLRs and want something a little more familiar than a typical Fujifilm camera. Being a smaller camera, it's no surprise that the X-T4's IBIS unit wasn't going to fit into the X-S10. So the company designed a new one that is 30% smaller and lighter than the X-T4's. A new motion sensor makes the unit more efficient, and the X-S10 has a redesigned circuit board that reduces power consumption. Number 4. Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV. The Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV is the entry-level model in the company's DSLR-style lineup of micro four thirds cameras. It's a step up from the beginner-focused EPL series, offering more controls, better build quality, and a broader feature set. It sports a 20 megapixel 4/3 sensor, in-body image stabilization, flip-down touchscreen with a simple interface, and 4K video capture. The camera's continuous AF has been reworked using algorithms from the EM1X. These see the camera spend slightly longer checking that it has the correct subject before fine-tuning the focus. This reduces but doesn't eliminate instances of the camera locking focus on the background and ignoring your intended subject. Olympus has also added a new Live View Boost mode that can make both focusing and framing in low light conditions much easier. The EM10 Mark III's Live View Boost function merely boosted viewfinder gain, but on the EM10 Mark IV, it can optionally reduce the frame rate significantly as well. Number 3. Nikon D3500. While mirrorless cameras are undeniably getting more and more advanced, there's something truly reliable about a DSLR. These cameras are still hugely satisfying to use, and you know you're going to get a great image with something like the Nikon D3500. The beginner model of the Nikon range, this camera is equipped with loads of handy guide modes to help new users get to grips with its functions. It might be slightly too basic for some, the rear screen is fixed in place, and there's no Wi-Fi, meaning wireless image transfer is only possible via Bluetooth and Nikon's SnapBridge functionality, which is slower. Still, with access to the huge range of F-mount lenses, it's easy to craft a powerful product photography setup with the D3500. Number 2. Sony A6100. A good product photography camera ideally should do a bit of everything, and do it pretty well. For this, we'd recommend a capable all-rounder like the Sony A6100. This APS-C mirrorless camera is very easy to use, but still capable of producing images of excellent quality thanks to its 24.2 megapixel sensor. The Sony E-mount lens selection is extensive, with plenty of large adventure optics to capture images with a shallow depth of field. Lightweight and compact, this is an easy camera to take anywhere you need to go, and it also has some handy features like the option to shoot in 1:1 aspect ratio. Where the A6100 shines brightest is through its rapid and reliable autofocus system for both photography and video. It has the same AF system as the flagship Sony A6600, a camera that's almost twice the price. There are several focus modes and focus areas to choose from. After playing around with these settings, we settled on continuous AF with the tracking expand flexible spot focus area for virtually all scenarios. Number 1. Sony RX100V. A good compact camera can be great for product photography, providing everything you need in one convenient package. We definitely recommend getting the Sony RX100V, or 5, which pairs a 1-inch sensor with a 24 to 70mm equivalent lens that has a maximum aperture range of f1.8 to 2.8. This is pretty much all you need for product photography, and means you'll be able to capture great images in any lighting condition, with a camera small enough to take everywhere. The RX100V isn't the latest in Sony's hugely successful RX100 compact range. That's actually the flagship Sony RX100-7. We've included the 5 here as we think it's the best balance of price and features at the moment, but every model in the series is still available. All in all, a great choice for the price you pay. Now that we showed you the best camera for product photography, let's talk about a few things you should look for before buying one. Set your budget first. Did you decide to buy a DSLR camera for yourself? Remember, before you even go to a nearby shop or search for some options online, you should set a budget first. When you're about to purchase any other big-ticket item like a computer, for instance, a car or a house, you look through tons and tons of options. But what you don't want is to spend your time looking at a camera that you can't afford. Obviously, expensive professional cameras can offer you a wide set of functions and more megapixels than low-budget cameras. But they can also take a huge bite out of your wallet if you are not careful. When you're just starting out in the world of digital photography, you shouldn't necessarily spend a huge amount of money on a high-end camera. Instead, you should opt for a cheaper yet powerful compact digital camera that is easy to hold in your hands and won't add too much of weight. When you're traveling, of course. With the help of this camera, you can learn the basics and find out if you actually have passion and love for photography before you splurge on something more professional and high-end. Small doesn't mean underpowered. Buying a small digital camera may actually have some advantages. They are easier to transport, less conspicuous, and not so heavy, so you won't think twice before taking it on your next trip. Besides, nowadays you shouldn't think that all small digital cameras are underpowered toys. Small cameras may not have as many features as DSLRs and high-end consumer cameras, but their megapixel resolution can match and sometimes